All right, I think it's time to wash the Blue Angel here. Look how filthy is the car with the pollen, but I think it's time to give her a wash. We have some plans to do on this car, just a few mods. The caliper has to be painted because I don't want see any rust, and since it's super clean, this car hasn't seen any rain yet, and since it's pretty clean, it's more easy to prep and easy to paint. So we're gonna paint those caliper with some awesome color that we're gonna pick up later on. So that's the mod. Also, I believe we might have to do something in the back here, but she's really dirty. The pollen, my goodness. Since it's a new car, there's nothing wrong yet, but anyway, we are not gonna touch and go with those crazy tune. Leave it the way it is, leave it stuck. So I hope it will save me a headache. Wash it. Yeah. Be careful, you're gonna be wet, buddy. Look, you are soaking wet. Alright, that's it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it yet. You're gonna wash. Good morning. So it's another day. Yesterday was very chilly. It was like 50 degrees with crazy wind, so it was chilly. But yesterday I did maintain two of the fleet here, which is the bike. I did a fresh oil change yesterday, and after the oil change I start up the bike, and she kind of acting funny. She was running on 3-cylinder. So this morning now I went ahead and tried to start the bike, but the battery is a little weak, so she's on trickle charge with the fresh oil change. And that was that I did on the bike yesterday. I mean, that's what I did on the bike yesterday, and let her charge up for a day on trickle charge, and hopefully she will be okay without that misfire. Also, I was worried that I put too much oil, but obviously not. She takes 3 quarts, I put exactly 3 quarts. So maybe it's time for a new spark plug, because I never changed it. She has 15,000 miles, and I think it's still the OE spark plug, so could be a time for a spark plug. I bet you there's a lot of corrosion on that conductor, the porcelain one. So I think that's gonna be it, but maybe she will run fine, but eventually that's a must. Also yesterday off camera, of course, I bought the entire oil filter and oil for the Land Cruiser, but I went away for a week. I went to Atlanta, so yesterday I was trying to remove all the surface rust on the chassis. You guys can see here all those was from the Land Cruiser. So I spent a good 4 hours or 3 hours to remove all the surface rust, brush it, and throw some fresh undercoating. I also even remove, you guys can see here, see, everything is fresh basically. So I spent a good amount of time under the truck trying to put some undercoating layer on the chassis and on the frame. So you guys can see it here. it nice and black. That's what I do every couple of years. That's the front. Take you on the side so you guys can see. But there, I did a lot of that undercoating there. So basically the only major rust on the Land Cruiser is the gas tank shield. That thing it's gone, it's far gone. It's been gone with the rust for a long time, and I don't want to replace it because it's cost $400 just for the gas tank shield. So that thing, I leave it the way it is unless I'm gonna have to fabricate one if I have time, but I have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, get those aluminum sheets. I can cut it maybe, but I cannot fold it because I don't have any metal to any big pliers or whatever you call it to fold those metal. So I cannot fold it, I cannot fabricate one. I can cut it, yeah, but the only major rust is that gas tank shield. It's far away gone, but leave it there. Alright, that's on the Land Cruiser. And on the bike, moving on to the Blue Angel here. Also a week ago off camera I did few stuff on the WRX here on Blue Angel. You guys can see I painted the calipers, took my time by removing them, and painted the calipers all around. Also, if you guys noticed, maybe you didn't even notice yet, but I also put some mud flaps. I didn't want to go with everybody's using like the Rally Armor because those are like super long. I don't really want it to be seen like, oh, this car has a mud flap. So I went with almost close to the OE look with a shorter mud flap and thicker and more flexible. So here we go, I'll show you guys. Right there. Right there. Better view. Here you go, that's a better view. Here we go. So that's basically what I did in one day. I did the caliper, I did the mud flaps, and also took me 3 hours to install the wing here, which is really awesome. The wife wanted the wing, so she bought the wing. The color match is not really on point. This side has like a little bit deeper blue, and this side is matching pretty well, but it's almost on point, but not really on point if you really look closer. But to install this thing was pain in the ass because the bolts that they provide is like super short, and underneath the trunk here there's like those double sheet metal to give a trunk like a stiffness, so you have to drill a big hole in order to reach that little number 10. You gotta be precise. I mean, to be honest, it was pain. I won't do it again, but we love the look, and it's not a Subaru without the wing. That's one of the first things. Subaru back in early 2000, when they came out, that made them famous with the wing, the rally wing. So for me, for us, we have to get the wing because it's not a Subaru without the wing, period, correct. So that's about it. I went ahead and clean inside. It's not completely clean, but vacuum it a little bit because the sand and all the stuff was taking over. So at least she's fine now, and that's about it. First, the next mod, maybe we'll throw some little intake. I think that's about it. Engine wise, we won't gonna touch anything. I'm not gonna use any tune, whatever it is, just keep it stuck if you want it to last longer anyway. But a little intake maybe, and that's about it. Alright, let me take you guys around the engine bay. Here we go, it's full stock. Top mode intercooler as usual. The difference between those and the old Subaru, because I've been around the old Subaru for a little while. I mean, a decade ago, no, 20 years ago to be honest, which is those first CG8. The turbo used to be here, but now on this WRX the turbo is down here out front and pretty tiny because it's stuck. And I also noticed the restriction on the intake, which is not much at all. There is not much air flowing to the turbo, so a cold air is a must. That will be a next step, and that's about it. Engine wise, you can just buy those dress up bolts, whatever it is. There's a cover going here and those dress up bolts if you want, but that's not an emergency. The next will be the cold air. That's about it. So surprisingly the wood is super light too. Even myself, I'm afraid of slamming it, but here she is. That's a little review, quick review on the Subi, because since we got her, I didn't have a chance to share with you completely what are the plans. But so far, calipers is there, mud flaps is there, and the wing. I was debating of removing this, but I love it with the double wing. That makes her a little bit different from the other, and just leave it the way it is. Exhaust wise, I really love the quiet exhaust, which is the OE, with that little deep down sound at the lower PM, and when you cruise on the highway, it's just silent and you can enjoy the cruise without any droning sound, because this one is enough already. But anyway, that's about it. Are you washing the wheels? Is it dirty?
Wash.
Yeah, here is car wash. All right, I heard No, you gotta trust the car, buddy. Take it easy with the brush. Take it easy with the brush.